introduce you. All right, we are recording. All right, guys. So I want to thank everyone for hopping on. I am so excited for this call, and I'm not going to lie, I was a little nervous and intimidated to reach out and ask Kyra to come and talk just because I've just watched her business blow up. So let me introduce her real fast. This is Kyra Carlen, and I'm so excited to have her on our call. So Kyra and I met so random 2 years ago in Riviera Maya. Both of us had earned a photo shoot with Autumn, Joel, and Chris, I believe. And we had to go super early, and they were like, you have to be here at this time, and if you're not in this line, you're not getting your picture taken. And so I think you were on your honeymoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had stood in line, and she was in line, and she was like, I don't have my bracelet. And so I think I held your spot while you got your bracelet. And then while we were standing and waiting, we were just chatting it up. And so it's been really cool to get to know her, not necessarily on a super personal level, but just watch her grow through social media and watch her business boom. So let me just give her accolades, and you're gonna have to correct me because I know some of them have changed since I asked you, but when we chatted, she was 8-star qualifying, which I believe she locked in yesterday. So she is now officially 8-star, and you were 1-star qualifying in your second business center. Is that
Yes.
That's still qualifying?
We are still on the qualification stage.
Yay, that's exciting. At the time, she was currently 55 in the network, but I believe she just boomed to 49.
Yep.
Yes, in the entire network, which is so amazing. She's a mom, a bonus mom, and a wife, and she has been a full-time coach since May of 2018. And just to kind of give a personal, when I was teaching, I watched Kyra, because I was already stalking her on Instagram. I watched her say, I put in my 2 weeks notice. And she was one of the people that was kind of outside of my network that I didn't know. I'd seen women in our team starting to do these things, huge things. And it was kind of someone else that was not in our team that I was like, whoa, she's doing it too. And so seeing these strong women really take this opportunity and take it and make it their own was something so inspiring. And since then, she has just been a ball of energy, and I am going to pass it over to you, girl.
Okay, I'm so excited. I'm really thankful that her baby is so teeny tiny, because I'm going to cuss, and I need you guys to just forewarn that. If you got little ones, earmuffs is what you're going to need. I love that you tell that story, because it's a story that my coach, I'm actually at my top coach's house right now. She locked in Elite yesterday. It is my top personally sponsored coach, and she locked in Elite, and she's been a coach for 17 months. But that's actually where it was that's when she decided to be all right, I'm going all in, because I put in my 2 weeks notice. So I kind of want to tell you that backstory, because it's really funny, outside perspective, looking in, what it looks like for people. It's oh my gosh, if she can, I can. But the thing was, I wasn't. I wasn't really doing it, friends. I just was making it work. I was getting by. I just listened to Rachel Hollis's podcast right before this, and it's talking about 3-bird nest. And it was saying okay, I didn't really know what I was going to do, but I just made it happen. And that's kind of what it was like with my business. I was not raking in a shit ton of money. I was just replacing, meeting my full-time income. And my husband was literally if you can match your income, then I'll we'll talk about it. And my first week of matching my income, I put my 2 weeks notice in, and my husband was what are you doing? I'm I'm just going to make it work. And that was in April of 2018. So we had just gotten married. We have shit tons of debt, and I'm not going to sit here and preach and be oh my gosh, I've made hundreds and thousands of dollars and we have no debt. We still have debt, but now we're at a place in my business where we're paying our bills. And that wasn't what we were doing when I quit my job. So I need you to know, it's not oh my gosh, I became an X amount of diamond and then I started making all this money. Friends, I really don't make any more money now specifically because of my diamonds. I'm just working harder with the people who are working with me. So I really want to talk about loving on the people that you have, because since I have been having these huge accolades, you guys, I started this year 1-star barely. As in, I split my 1-star qualifications between half of my husband's account and half of my best friend's account. She was okay, I'm going to go in, I'm doing this. And it was December of last year, literally locked in 1-star, at the last day of the year. So I walked into this year a 1-star, and we just kind of were We don't know what we're doing, but we're fucking sick of waiting on it to happen. What do we need to do? And so many times, every single national wake up call, they would like, you know, talk to the top coach or talk to everybody. And that last question, they're like, what was it that changed? And they're like, my mindset. I can't tell you how many times I would get so pissed off. I'm like, you're lying. What actually changed? And it's the most frustrating thing because it's the truthful thing. It's the only thing that changed in my business. It's not my pink hair. It's not my really pretty preset. It's not my house, because I physically hate my house. While other people love it, I'm like, girl, burn it to the ground. I'd be thankful for it. But it's because my mindset has changed. Kinsey is my top coach, and she literally was the one that made me be like, okay, like what happens if we actually do this? Like what happens if we go? Last year, we had no idea what Elite was. We had no idea what New Leadership Conference was or leadership. But it was to the point where like, what do we have to do to get there? And we just showed up. I mean, unapologetically. Like I started a podcast. I am just on there blasting with almost every single time when I work out and I'm done, I just yell. I yell about how people come at me with excuses. I call them out and tell them, I'm like, you fucking can't afford this yet you're buying the iPhone 11. Just don't even come at me. Like, quit telling me how you want this. Start showing up and acting like it. And then I started coming to my team like that. And I was just like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Well, we were 5-star qualifying once before. But nobody meant, like no one was meaning it. Those girls who were my 5-star qualifying before are not the ones who got me to the 5-star, the 8-star now. They're new girls who are like, okay, but what do I need to do? And you guys, so many of us look at like, oh my gosh, she's a 7-star diamond. She's got to be so successful. It's not her that's making her successful. It's people that believe in this business. It's not the belief in the money. It's not the belief in the freedom. It's the belief that you can make a difference. And that's the thing that I think that we forget. We forget to turn on our blinders, forget to turn on like, but what am I doing? Like, how am I making an impact? What is this business doing for me? We're forgetting that part of it. Instead, we're like, hey, how is she posting? What preset is she using? How many times is she posting? What is she talking about in her stories? Well, if you would spend more time with the people who are already loving on your posts and going and working with them and seeing what they're like and seeing what they love, see how they're posting, and feed the audience that is sitting at your fucking table. So many times we're like, but I need more followers. It's like, okay, I don't know how many followers you have, but have you talked to all the ones that you currently have? Are you sending messages to those who love your outfits of the day? If you post a workout selfie and no one likes it, yet you keep posting it over and over and over, you're not actually serving your audience, you're serving you and your ego. This is me telling you, if you go back and look, I don't really do workout posts anymore because my people don't want to work out. My people want hair and makeup. My people want to know how to spend less money. My people want to do outfits of the day. And like they want me to drink margaritas, and I don't even like margaritas that much. It's the funny thing is that you have to feed them what they want to fucking eat versus keep putting a salad in front of your kid's plate and say you have to eat it. Well, they're not going to. And that is what it's like with your coaches. If your coaches are telling you, I need A, B, and C, and you're like, well, this is how I do it. You're not going to get anywhere unless you get new coaches who like what you're doing. So you have two options. Either feed them the food that they like or find a different fucking table. And that's what I did. It wasn't option one. I found a different table. I was like, all right, this is what I'm like. This is what I want to do. And this is where we're going to go with this business. And whenever every single week, we are at the verge of dropping this qualification. We've been in qualifications since Summit. I have hit qualification, like a new star, whatever, since Summit. And it's been like 5-star, okay, a couple weeks 6-star, a couple weeks 7-star, a couple weeks 8-star. I don't say that complaining, but I need you to realize something. That means I've been in qualifications for over 12 fucking weeks, friends. How many of you would like to do that? Oh, my phone says it's gonna die. Ugh. If it dies, I have my phone with me. I'll just hop on with here. But the thing that I want you guys to realize is that it's not the joy that you're not letting them steal your joy if you keep trying. You're gonna let it steal your joy when you're dragging people around and asking them why they're not a diamond. Okay, you're asking them to do A, B, and C, but are you doing that? Are you sending the messages? Are you 5-3-1ing? Are you talking about the business? Are you sharing your transformation from the inside out and not the outside in? Like, what are you actually sharing? And when it comes back to it, like, how much are you believing in yourself for this business? Because so many times we're like, I wish I could do that. Here's a gut check for you. if you're not happy and feel fulfilled in this business as an emerald, being a 5-star diamond doesn't fucking change shit except for you have more people to make happy. So if you're not enjoying what you're doing, if you feel like this is a task, if you guys don't take boomerangs or pictures of these team calls like right now, if you're not doing that, how do you expect people to want to join you for team calls? Don't come at me and tell me, well, no one's showing up to my team call. I'm like, are you talking about being a team? Are you talking about community? Are you talking about how this has changed your life and your family's life and your daughter's life and your kids' life? Are you sharing that you filled up your gas tank? Are you sharing that you're able to buy iced coffee? Because I don't know if you know about this yourself in this business, everything you do matters. But when you compare how successful you are for someone else, maybe you can't go buy a brand new car. But did you pay full for your groceries? Okay, a mom can really relate to how you paid for a cart full of groceries more than she can relate to a brand new car. So when you're telling yourself your success is not enough, it's because you don't believe you're actually successful. So this is your gut check. How much do you believe in yourself? If you believe if what you're doing is to show up for others, then fucking do it unapologetically. Quit waiting on people to be like, oh, now I'm successful. You guys, I'm going to make a post about I'm successful right now because I got asked to speak on a team call at 7:30 in the morning. People who are other people wanting to have success are going to be like, that's the kind of life I want to live. I don't want the moms who are like, no, I want to sleep in at 7:30. Fuck that. I want moms who are like, I need purpose. I need passion. I need community. And that's what I'm going to share. The thing is, you guys have the opportunity to change your life. You're sitting and waiting for it to change before you talk about it. And that's 100% on you. Get in, like dive into your 5 buckets. There is a reason that is the biggest thing. If you don't know what your 5 buckets are, that's your challenge today. Figure out what your 5 buckets are and post them on repeat, because that's the only time when you're going to get interaction. I can tell you, like I said, workouts, they're just going out the window. People aren't wanting to see me do the awesome MN100 jumps. They're like, good for you, I can't do that. But if I'm talking about how I got my entire house clean and decorated for fall, you guys, my engagement is astronomically higher. Why would I not give them what they want? So if I continue to show up on their feed how they like, they're going to continue showing up in my story. You better believe in my story, I'm a hot mess. It is literally like a reality show, but I want my Instagram to look like Pinterest, because that's the kind of coach. Oh,
I think her phone was dying. She said she'll be right back. Oh my gosh, she is straight fire, and I love that. If anyone, while we're waiting for her to hop back on, wants to drop any questions, I'm sure at the end she'll answer any questions on the side. I know I want to know about her 5 buckets, like what specifically, how she dug into her 5 buckets of like, or how she like figured out, if anyone else wants to, oh, here she comes back.
I knew it was going to happen. It's okay.
I'm glad you warned us, but no, you're good. You're totally good.
Okay. Well, I have like full battery on my phone, so
You're
don't worry. I can still preach from here.
I love it.
The thing is that like, if you are not giving them what they want, don't you dare come to me and say like, I'm not getting any farther in my business. I don't understand how you're getting X, Y, and Z. I'll be honest, like Lauren, first off, I would have done your call at a 0-star diamond. Like I am not a different person now than I was at 8-star, but so many other coaches and people look at people who are successful and think, oh, I don't know if I should ask her. If she tells you no, then that's your answer right there. Like, that's not the kind of coach you want to follow. That's not the kind of coach that you want to be around, because the fact is you want to attract people that you could be best friends with. And if you're not posting like your dream coach, that's the reason you're not getting the kind of coaches that you want. If you're only posting about if let's say I only posted about drinking margaritas, you guys, I'm going to attract people who drink margaritas and all the things. That's not really who I am. So I'll throw it in here and there. Like, it's a special occasion thing for me. I'm just not a big alcohol drinker. I gave it up like 2 years ago. And so since then, it's just like not my thing. But I do a lot of people come to me for gluten-free, dairy-free. It's because I talk about it in my stories. I very rarely make an actual post about it, but I will give them value. And the value I give them is like, hey, this is a meal that I made. It's super simple. You can get this from Walmart and this from Walmart. It costs me around $17, but it's going to make 3 meals. The great part is it's dairy-free, gluten-free, and my kids love it. absolutely go crazy. Like my engagement is great. And the thing is, so many of us are just searching and looking for the sale right now that we're forgetting to give them the value before we ask them to buy something. You know, the thing is that when it comes to like small businesses, and that's what we are, you need to be very aware that you are a small business. And by small business means you have less than 100 employees. That means you take care of your people. So quit looking at your followers as like, oh my gosh, I need more followers because of A, B, and C. It's like, you're a small business. Serve the person who walked into your store. So I need you to think of your business like Maurice's. I don't know if you guys know what Maurice's is, or like a small boutique, okay? And you have a whole wall of blue jeans, and they style differently. So there's skinny jeans, flare jeans, boot cut, all that. Like, so someone walks into your store and is standing there looking, and they just can't decide what jeans they need to pick up. This is people watching your stories. You don't message the people, well, I don't think she would want it, or she's not my people, or whatever the thing is, the story that you're telling yourself while you're not messaging somebody. You're literally looking at somebody standing, looking at the wall, wanting to buy jeans, and you're refusing to talk to her. Because you're outside going, hey, who wants to come in and buy jeans? Well, there's people standing at your fucking wall looking for you to help them. And you keep going out and think, oh, how can I serve this person? How can I help this stranger who's never even talked to me before, but I have someone in here, a repeat customer 3 or 4 times, and I'm not even talking to her. I understand that you've sent those messages multiple times, but I need you to think of this. Who would you trust more? You would trust the person who's been around 3 or 4 times, who's walked into your store. The likeliness of her coming back and buying again is pretty fucking high versus the person you begged and pleaded and prodded to buy this off the streets. They don't even want it. They're probably going to never wear them, or they're going to return them, and then you're going to have negative volume, right? Like, we know what that's like. So this is me telling you, quit looking for more people and start serving the ones that you have. And that goes for your followers, that goes for your coaches, and that goes for your customers. I am like just as guilty as anybody else, but when's the last time you went and checked in on your customers? I barely ever do it. I will be super honest with you. And when I do, I'm like, fuck, why don't I do this more often? All they need you to do is be their friend. If you guys do not follow Katie Ursa, I don't know if you guys know who that is, but she is matched up with Melanie Mitro. They have Chic Influencer. I highly, highly suggest you, number one, go follow Chic Influencer and get on their newsletter. They give you guys free coaching information every single week. It's amazing. That's number one. Number two, go follow Katie Ursa on Instagram. She is one of the realest and most raw people that you will ever meet. She's not going to get in there and tell you how to hit Success Club. She's going to tell you how to be a better fucking human being. I'm going to tell you this story real quick before I close up for you guys. And she is a cancer survivor. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. So that was one of her niches. Like, that's one of her buckets, something that she talked about, because she didn't have to find things to talk about. She was passionate enough that she was able to talk about it freely. That's what your 5 buckets should be. Things that you can freely talk about. Like, if you told me to talk about budgeting, I would die. I would never be able to do it, but I can talk about how to curl your hair all day long. So you've got to find things that you love. So one of her buckets is cancer and cancer survivor, like all of that. She had this girl that passed away. It was one of her customers, and she passed away, and she found out via Facebook, like Messenger. She saw the obituary, and she opened it up and read it, and she was just like, I was just like torn. I was heartfelt. She's like, so I went in to her personal page, and I went to our messages. And she said, when we were talking, it was around 2017, and that was when I was in remission. And she's like, I really had the drive and the urge to sell. The pressure that I had to be successful, to make more money, was at an all-time high. She said, I went back and I read our messages, and she's like, it broke my heart, because when she was messaging me back, this customer, she's like, she was being heartfelt and she meant it, and she just wanted help. And I kept pushing the sale. I kept pushing her to buy. I was being short with her. I wasn't listening to what she was saying. And she said she became my customer for 2 years. I pushed and pushed and pushed her, and I was not nice to her. And she's like, because I was obsessed with the sale. And she goes, if I had only taken the time to get to know her, I could have changed her life. But instead, I was so worried about how I could get her to buy off of me, I forgot to get to know my people. And I watched that yesterday, and I wanted to bawl. And I'm like, I have been that girl. I need to hit Success Club. I need to make $500 this week. I need this much volume. I just need you to buy this. That I forgot to get to know people. And here's the thing, it's a people business. You're asking and wondering why you have to go and make more sales to hit your volume. It's because you're not loving the people who already buy off of you. So if you're struggling with building your team, if you're struggling with hitting Success Club, you're struggling to make an actual impact and an income, sister, go back to where your fucking roots are and give them some water. The grass isn't greener on the other side. Being 8-star doesn't change my life. It's the only thing that it's an accolade. But for me, I'm like, I want to still love the people that I have. I want to still give to the people. What value am I adding to them? Am I here for the sale or am I here for support? Because the last time I checked, our tagline is not sell more shit. It's because we're here to make an impact. Commit, decide, commit. I don't remember. That was great. That was a great one, Kyra. But it was like, it's something to believe, commit, succeed, or something like that. But I need you guys to take a little bit of a gut check of sometimes we need these calls because we're like, she is going to come in here and she's going to give me her secret. And she's going to tell me how many messages I need to send. She's going to tell me who I need to talk to. She's going to tell me how to hit diamond. And I'm going to say, I need you to go back and love on your people. I need you to go back and breathe belief in them. If you're on this call and you are anything above an emerald coach, if you are close to diamond or on the brink of diamond, or you're working towards diamond, the number one thing that you need to do is go make a fucking team page and breathe life into them like you're a 15-star diamond. If you guys follow me or if you don't follow me, one of my biggest things that I have really grown into, and honestly in the last couple months since qualifications, I am a different person. I know this from Summit to now because I've really had to step into leadership and more of like what I do matters. And I can tell you the one thing that's changed is I ask, how does the best version of me show up? Does the best version of me tell Lauren that I'm actually at my best friend's house and we're probably going to be sitting around scrolling Instagram, watching stories, but I can't do her team call? Is that how the best version of me shows up? Does the best version of me tell my daughter I can't tuck her in at night because I need to send 7 more messages because I'm not at Success Club yet? Does the best version of me skip out on date night? Or does the best version of me play on my phone the entire time and then take a cute picture, do some filters on it, and post of how I've had such a great night and not say 7 words to my husband? How does the best version of you show up? If you guys follow Brendan Bouchard, he's another great one. Every time he walks through a doorway, how am I showing up? That is what I want you to take away from this call. How is the best version of you showing up? Are you showing up for your team? Are you showing up for your husband? Are you showing up for your kids? Are you showing up for your community? Because I don't care if you have 7 followers or 1,700 followers. I need you to show up for them as the best version of you. The best version of you doesn't talk about how skinny your waistline looks. The best version of you doesn't talk about how much money you make. It doesn't talk about any of the accolades. It talks about how it makes you feel. The best version of you shares what kind of possibility you have for your people. You guys, I wouldn't have the girls that I have if I was not so unapologetically myself, if I wasn't out here being me and breathing belief into them. So I need you to realize you have the same ability as anybody else. No one in this call is not top coach material, but you have to be real with yourself. Are you showing up as the best version of you in every single aspect? And the other question you could ask yourself, is this blessing me? It's kind of the same thing. Like, if I do this, am I going to feel better? Am I going to feel better right now? Or am I going to feel better next week? Like, what is it that you're actually doing for your best version of yourself? So I think I saw some questions pop up, but I can't see the chat. Do you mind reading them to me, Lauren?
Absolutely. Okay. Megan said, what are some tactical things that you do to serve your current customers, or when you're working towards serving them? What are some things you do?
I just really add value and content. One thing that I thought of yesterday on the drive here, it was like a 2-hour drive. I have a Facebook like page, and it's just been copy and paste of my Instagram. And I really want to get in there and pretend that it's a blog. I'm going to go in and act like I'm already successful. So many times we're like, oh, but no one's going to read it. I don't want to post it, or it's not going to get very many likes. Okay, that's not the point of this business. The point is to add value to your people. So what are you really good at? I'm really good at dinners, actually. Like, I put the most random shit together and it turns out so good, and my people really like that. So what I'm going to do is serve them. I'm not good at doing budgeted. I'm not good at doing meal plans, but I can tell you how to throw shit together. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do things of telling them how to match their outfits, like shop your closet. This sweater is 3 years old and I get questions all the time. Like, oh my gosh, where's that from? So what I can do, pick the things that you're good at and start serving them to your community. So if it's a like page or a free group, like, I don't know what it is, but find a place for people to go to with community before they say yes, so they can know you, love you, trust you. So when they're watching your stuff and believing in you and they can see what you're doing, then they're like, okay, like I do love her. Maybe that 3-day refresh is a good idea. Maybe that program is good. You need to add value so they do get to know you, love you, trust you. Because then when you talk to them, they're like, okay, that asparagus meal that she made looked really random and weird, but it was super good. So just find what you're good at and do it more often. Quit trying to be like, oh, but she takes pictures like this, so I've got to try and do that more often. It kind of can be overwhelming when you say, like, when it's like, okay, free, I don't believe in free groups, but having a free community that I can go to and like go in and go live if I want to, go in and just share my heart. Just what I'm good at is what I'm going to give my people, because that's what makes me me. These, like, the way I talk, the way I speak, and how I bring this to the table, no one else can do it like me. So the only way someone else is going to get it is by me giving it to them.
I love that. I have one question about the 5 buckets, because that's definitely something I need to focus on and just work on. So you said share about things you can talk freely about, but then also serving your customer base. Have you ever found that like your buckets that maybe you wanted to talk about are not necessarily ones, like how did you kind of solidify your 5 buckets in the sense of the ones that also serve your people?
Am I locked up or is it just me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you are locked up. Your face is locked up, but you look good though. Can you hear me? She might have dropped off. We'll give it a second. If anyone else had any questions, let's see. We'll give it a second. All right. Only downfall with technology. Okay, she dropped off. That might mean she'll come back. Did anyone else have any questions for her?
You're gonna have to share this recording.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, she is fire. If you guys watch her on Instagram too, she's almost exactly the same. No, not almost, is exactly the same. I mean, like she, every day after a workout, she'll do like that preaching thing. Like she is just constant energy. Just followed her, can't wait. Baby is crying. Oh, okay. Yes, I can definitely share the recording. All right. So since it's 9, I'm going to go ahead. She is visiting her friend who just hit elite. So I'm going to just go ahead and I'll just kind of wrap this up. That way she can go on with her day. You guys can go on with your day. But this was like, I have like the most insane amount of notes. One thing that I'm definitely going to go do is the Katie Yersta. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but the chic fluencer. I had been seeing that Melanie Metro and her had been doing that, but I'd never really tapped into it. So definitely, I think that's something that we can kind of utilize too, is knowing that there are really good coach resources out there to help us grow from other successful coaches. I think sometimes we do get stuck in like the Instagram world of like, how do we make our Instagram better versus how do we make like our content better? And I think something like that would be a really great space. So other than that, guys, I am so excited. I will be sharing the recording on both of our team pages. One takeaway that I would love to see and just kind of hear from everyone and be happy to like brainstorm with are like digging into our 5 buckets. I think that's something I need to like really hone into, because I love what she said about like the workout selfies. If no one's engaging in it and they're not really caring about the workout selfies, then why are we, then we're only serving ourselves. Oh, there's Kyra. Hey girl, I was going to wrap it up because I didn't want to keep you too long, but
I'm so sorry. I will play about the 5 buckets really quick. I don't know what happened. My phone literally just, it has full battery, full signal. It's just like not wanting to do it.
You're totally good.
the 5 buckets for me really was like, it's a trial and error thing. And it's kind of like pick and choose. Yeah. Now, if you are like posting, so it's part of the Rachel Hollis one that she just did this last week. So you guys definitely should give it a listen. But she was talking about like, what do you love? And if you're like, Kyra, I love fitness, then here's the thing. Keep doing fitness and find your people who like it. But if you find yourself doing it because you feel like everybody else is, or that's what your people like, but you truly don't like it, then quit fucking talking about it. So it would be like, I tried really hard to be like, oh my gosh, like I got my groceries for $70. That does not bless me. Like literally when I think about like, does this bless me? Does this do it? It does not. It does not bless me. Like telling you how to spend $70 on your groceries annoys me. Doing meal plans annoys me. Even though other people do it and they love it and it lights their soul on fire, I hate it. I don't want to tell you how to do it. But I can tell you how to make random meals. I can tell you how to do A, B, and C. So your 5 buckets really is trial and error as far as in pick something that you love. So let's pretend outfit of the day because that's easy to do. If you like literally love being a blogger, pretend to be a blogger, and if your people are resonating with it after you're doing it a couple times, like don't post it twice and be like, no one liked it. Well, it's because it's new and you haven't been doing it. But if you do it a couple times, quite a few, like give them consistently doing that. And if they start getting to it, like, yeah, I really like when you do that, then you found one of your markets. Like it's really trial and error. And you do have to be like, okay, I'm going to try this for 1 week. I'm going to try doing this. And if they're like resonating with it, then that's great. Now, if it's something they're not resonating with it, like I said, but you love doing it, don't you dare stop. Keep showing up as you, because people who like that are going to find you. And definitely remember, do hashtags as you're trying new stuff too. Does that make sense? So like when I think of you, Lauren, I definitely I instantly thought of like renovation because you redid your kitchen. Right. I think of, your adopted mom life, right. All of that stuff. I think of a police wife. Yeah. I do think of fitness. Right. For sure. And if you are passionate about it, then keep that. But when I say fitness and you're like, I don't want, that's what happened to me. I had somebody tell me like, oh yeah, you're the fitness girl with pink hair. And I was like, no, I'm not. I fucking hate working out. Like I just happen to work out, but like I don't actually like working out. So I'm not talking about it anymore. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. I love that. And it's fun. I think we can get stuck in, like for me, I have a lot of people that want to know about nutrition and meal plans. And I like making them for myself, but they're the same thing. So no, I love that. And I think that's a really good space that our team can kind of dig in and reflect on. So I think that's amazing. Kyra, this was phenomenal. Like,
I'm so glad.
I love this. I love your fire. I love just how true you are to yourself, and people feel that. And that is, I feel like, why you have just skyrocketed, because it is like contagious. And so I'm so excited. Go enjoy your girl weekend and just be on that team. So,
okay. Have a good day, guys.
All right. You too. Bye.